Hi, thank you for joining us for this info session with California College of the Arts. My name is Anna Scharfenaker, and I'm the Senior Admissions Counselor at CCA.
And I'm Francis Calimlim, Transfer Admissions Counselor.
Today, you're going to learn about CCA's values, programs, and admissions process.
Before we begin, we just want to give a land acknowledgement that CCA is situated on the unceded lands of the Ohlone peoples, and we stand in solidarity with Indigenous communities.
California College of the Arts is an art and design school located in the San Francisco Bay Area. We are a private, nonprofit institution, and we're fully accredited both regionally and nationally. Established in 1907, we've been around for quite some time and really been able to integrate with the local Bay Area art community. I'd also like to take a moment to illustrate 3 of CCA's main values. The first one is innovation. This means that we believe in students having the ability to explore a bunch of different ways of making, trying new things that they've never done before, and challenging themselves both within their major and also outside of it. We also believe in community engagement. This means that we understand that art isn't just about the time you're alone in your studio. It's also about the way that art and design, writing and architecture can all live outside of the classroom and studio space. Interacting with the community, sharing your unique perspective and your story, and really being involved in culture making. Lastly, we believe in social and environmental sustainability. At CCA, we value the idea around having sustainable making, whether it be the designs that you're producing, the materials that you're using, or the different questions and problems that you're solving.
CCA's programs fall under our 4 main divisions of architecture, fine arts, design, and humanities and sciences. But here at CCA, we practice an interdisciplinary philosophy. This means our students often go outside of their programs and get to explore different mediums and ways of making and really can make their practice unique to their own. We currently have 22 undergraduate programs at CCA that fall into one of those 4 divisions I just mentioned. Every student goes through our first year program. This is where you, regardless of your major, will take a combination of academic and studio courses that will best equip you to go into your major in your second year. These courses include drawing, 2D, 3D, and 4D, which means you're already getting to dip your toes in a lot of different ways of making and disciplines. You'll also take academic courses such as art history, writing, and critical studies, followed by a first year portfolio review, which will be your first experience presenting and showcasing your work.
California College of the Arts is the only art and design school that requires all of our students, no matter their major, to take classes in our critical ethnic studies program. This is because we believe in offering you an education not only in your making process, but also around ideas of who you are. Our critical ethnic studies program is great because it allows you to take classes focused on identity, belonging, and social justice, both from a local, regional, and international perspective. Take a look and see some of these class examples here.
So now we're going to talk about what life at CCA will look like. With over 60 studios, makerspaces, media centers, and labs, students will have a lot of opportunity to explore outside of their programs into a lot of different ways of making. The nave is the central corridor of our main building, and it's what really connects all of our programs together. It is here that there are often student critiques, class exhibits, and little pop-up shows where students really get to see what other artists and other programs are up to. This really reflects our interdisciplinary approach because students could just walk and look right across the hall and see what can really inspire their own practice that they would never expect.
CCA is excited to announce our campus expansion project. This means that we're going to be building additional classrooms, studios, facilities, and learning spaces on our San Francisco campus. In addition, we'll have a brand new park-like space outside for our students to gather and build community and enjoy the California sunshine. The first part of our campus expansion included brand new student housing. Founders Hall is the home to all of our incoming first and second year students. We do have a campus live-on requirements. That means for your first 2 years, you get to live right across the street from all of your classrooms and studios. Founders Hall is great because it allows for our students to have a living learning environment, meaning that you have the shortest commute you could ever have to your classes. You just roll out of bed and go across the street and you're right there. Additionally, our students are able to make friends with students from all different major programs and get to work on their projects together, both in housing and also in the classrooms. Makers Cafe is located on the first floor of Founders Hall and is our dining facility for all of our students. What's great about Makers Cafe is it allows our students to explore different types of cuisines, along with featuring a pizza oven, a salad bar, and even a poke bar. We also allow for students to have flexible different types of ingredients, whether that be seasonal, organic, locally sourced, or even vegetarian and vegan. CCA also has housing for our continuing students, transfer students, and graduate students. This means that if you decide to live at CCA for after those first 2 years, you can continue to do so, or if you are a transfer and graduate student incoming into our community, we have housing available for you too.
Not only will you join the CCA community, but you're also going to join the San Francisco Bay Area community, which is full of delicious food, amazing sights, and of course, a lot of art. I've lived in San Francisco for over 8 years now, and I still haven't seen everything yet. From world-renowned museums such as the SF MoMA, Museum of African Diaspora, and the De Young Museum, to local organizations such as Soma Arts, Kearney Street Workshop, and Root Division, there is so much to explore and see that you'll always be surrounded by inspiration.
With CCA's proximity to local creative companies and institutions, our students have the ability to build professional partnerships before they even graduate. The first collaboration is the Buoyant Ecology's Float Lab project, a partnership between CCA's architectural program, local scientists, marine biologists, and naval architects. The project focuses on themes of floating architecture, material innovation, and climate adaptation. The organic shape of the model allows for protected spaces for ecosystems to develop, both above and below the ocean surface, promoting biodiversity. Additionally, by deploying several float labs around the coast, the pods would be able to intercept waves, reducing coastal erosion. The image you see here is just a prototype and has already been successfully floating in the SF Bay since 2019.
TBD is a CCA student-run class using design to empower nonprofits and civic-minded institutions. TBD's goal is to provide community partners with quality design services while exposing students to professional experience and the rewards of using their skills in the service of a good cause. BART, the Bay Area's train system, approached TBD to help them design an installation for the escalator improvement barricades in their underground stations. Our artists created colorful and powerful interactive designs that also contain QR codes that, when scanned, would direct people to short animations or filters on their phones.
Let's take a look at some student artwork. First, I'd like to introduce you to Karina. An animation student originally from Canada, she came to CCA first as an industrial design major, but ended up switching to animation. Karina identifies as an animator, designer, and storyteller. She is specifically interested in how her artwork can connect with community building, with examples of her work being painted public murals to thank healthcare workers, illustrating and writing a 30-page children's book about Asian culture, and an animation about the impacts of discrimination.
Next, we have Hannah, who is a multimedia artist in the painting and drawing program. Hannah takes clues from the natural or everyday world and adds layers of fantastical narrative to them. Her work often explores painting on different surfaces and textures that expand the traditional practices of painting beyond the rectangle.
One of the benefits of attending CCA is the majority of all of our faculty members are artists and designers in their own right. That means you get to learn from people who are passionate and excited like you are, and who also are working in the industry that you're excited to join. Let's take a look at what some of our faculty members have been up to. Jasmine is a faculty member in our Writing and Literature program. Originally from Tehran, Iran, Jasmine has authored 3 books, including a New York Times bestseller. She has also published essays in the New York Times, the Washington Post magazine, and has been featured on NPR and The Today Show. Jasmine's work spans both fiction and nonfiction. One example is her memoir, The Good Daughter, a memoir of my mother's hidden life, which follows 3 generations of Iranian women and their yearning for freedom and identity.
Next, We have Angela Hennessy from our textiles program. These are works from Angela's recent exhibition, As I Live and Breathe. I actually had the honor to see this exhibition in person, and I was absolutely floored. Angela is a great example of our interdisciplinarity, as she incorporates non-traditional materials such as synthetic and human hair into her pieces. Creating large-scale sculptures, her work addresses cultural narratives about the body and mortality.
One of the great things about going to an art and design school is the fact that we really focus on making sure you have access to preparing for your creative career. This means getting you prepared to go into different internships, full-time and part-time positions, along with starting that networking process. Take a moment and check out this list of all of our alumni job titles. One thing that's great is just how broad and wide-ranging all of these jobs are, and see if there's anything that speaks to you. Also know that you can get to all of these different places through a creative degree, and how cool is that? It really is possible to be successful with a creative career, and the stats back us up. You can see here that $60,000 is the annual salary for more than half of our recent undergraduate alumni, and 83% of our students are employed within the first 12 months of graduation. A key resource that our students have access to is our Career Development Department. This department is focused specifically on helping you get the different skills and resources you need to go into your professional career. With 85% of our students completing an internship before they graduate, you can see some examples here of recent internships that our students participated in. CCA also welcomes a variety of different employers onto our campus to visit with our students. Being located in the design district of San Francisco, we have a variety of different community partners and institutions nearby. For example, our neighbor just across the way is Adobe, and we also welcome people from across the Bay, such as the Oakland Museum of California.
And with all of that said, are you now excited to join the CCA community? Let me tell you how. Applying to CCA is actually pretty straightforward. All you need is to fill out your application, your personal essay, your official transcripts, one letter of recommendation, proof of English proficiency for our international applicants, and a portfolio of 10 to 15 pieces. For transfer students, it's pretty much the same requirements, except you just need a portfolio of 15 to 20 pieces. You're considered a transfer student if you already have your high school diploma and have taken at least one college course. We really try to make the process as smooth and thorough as possible. You can transfer either in the fall or the spring semester, and we don't require any prerequisites. Since every student's transfer journey is unique, we will work with you directly and help you with a personalized transfer plan. Contact us with any questions and for more information.
The application for an art and design school is a little different than another type of college and university, and this is because it requires a portfolio. A portfolio is when you submit examples of your recent and best artwork for us to see who you are as an artist, maker, thinker, writer, designer, or architect. Some key things to focus on when selecting what work should go in your portfolio is showing us how you are experimenting. How are you challenging yourself to try new things? Think about how are you letting us into your world and innovating with new ways of making and new ways of telling your story. And also, how are you documenting your work? We at CCA are only going to get to see your portfolio digitally. So that means that when you're taking images of your artwork, that they need to best represent the work that you're showing, whether that be the details, the size and scale, or the general scope. Overall, your portfolio is about showing us who you are. Different schools have different requirements when it comes to what they want to see, so I recommend doing your research. At CCA, we want to see who you are authentically as an artist. This means that your portfolio can include any type of creative making that you've been doing, whether that be painting, drawing, writing, fashion design, or music. CCA's portfolio is not major specific. This allows you to include any kind of artwork that you'd like. It doesn't have to be related to your major. One thing to note is that when you submit your portfolio to CCA, you will be doing so digitally. This means that you will have to document your work, taking photos of all the pieces that you have made. When documenting your work, you'll want to make sure that everything is clear, well lit, and in focus. Because we won't get to see your pieces in person, this is your way to communicate both how your work looks and feels. And you don't have to do this alone. Come visit with CCA at a National Portfolio Day, whether in person or online. You'll be able to get free advice on your portfolio and get tips and tricks even before you apply. Also, we put together a portfolio page just for you. It shows great examples of student artwork that they use to apply and be admitted to CCA, and why we in admissions feel like it was successful. So why is this all important? Having a strong application directly relates to possible financial aid and scholarships that you can receive. All you need to do is complete CCA's application process, and you're automatically considered for merit-based scholarship. The second type of financial aid is what we call need-based financial aid. This is aid based off of how much you and your family can afford to pay for college. In order to be eligible for need-based financial aid, all you have to do is submit the FAFSA or California Dream Act. With CCA being a small school, we pride ourselves on offering one-on-one support to all of our students. This means that if you have any questions or concerns about coming to CCA or the cost of attendance, please don't hesitate to reach out, as it's our job to advocate for you in receiving as much scholarships, grants, and financial aid as possible. A great way to connect with CCA, even before you come to college, is to attend our pre-college program. The pre-college program is 4 immersive weeks where you get to come, live on campus, take classes in our classroom, and see what it's like to attend an art school. The pre-college program is also a great opportunity to build your portfolio and to connect with students from around the globe that are interested in art just like you. Here, you can check out the list of all of our CCA pre-college program studios. By attending CCA's pre-college program, not only do you get to explore the amazing San Francisco Bay Area, you even earn 3 college credits.
We now want to leave you with your next steps and key dates. Just as Anna already mentioned, Portfolio Day events and college fairs are happening all across the country from September to January. October 1st is our spring priority deadline for all spring applicants, and November 15th is our early action deadline for the fall semester. Finally, our fall priority deadline for scholarship consideration is February 1st for first-year students and March 1st for transfer students. And please, don't hesitate to ask us a question and connect with us. We are always happy to speak with you and help you every step of the way. You can email us at admissions@cca.edu, as well as call or text us at the number on the screen. Also, don't forget to follow us on our many social media platforms so you can stay up to date on exciting news, events, and showcases. Thank you so much for spending time with us in this presentation.
And we can't wait for you to join the California College of the Arts community.